From Kern Government Television, welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting, originating from the County Administrative Center located at 1115 Truxtun Avenue, Bakersfield, California. Kern County's vision is to create and maintain a customer-centered county government designed to garner the confidence, support, and trust of the people we serve. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Okay, board to reconvene. Good afternoon, everybody. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Supervisor Gleason.
Here.
Supervisor Scrivener.
Here.
Supervisor Maggard.
Here.
Supervisor Couch.
Here.
Supervisor Perez.
Here. Thank you. I'm going to ask our County Counsel, Ms. Raizan, if you would please provide a report of action taken in closed session.
Good afternoon, members of the board. In closed session this morning, you met on items number 64 and item 65, but there is no reportable action.
Thank you, Ms. Raizan. Again, as mentioned in our 9 o'clock board session, the County of Kern has provided on numerous occasions notice that as a result of the declared federal, state, and local emergencies due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and in light of the governor's order, this Board of Supervisors meeting is not physically open to the public. Testimony and general public comment could be given through email or voice message to the clerk of the board prior to today's meeting, and live comments through teleconference will be heard during the meeting. We will begin by considering this afternoon's consent agenda. All items listed with a capital C, capital A are considered to be routine and non-controversial by county staff. Consent items will be considered first and may be approved by one motion if no member of the board or public wishes to comment or ask questions. If a member of the audience wishes to comment or ask questions regarding an item or items on the consent agenda, they may do so prior to a vote being taken on the consent agenda. A member of the board may also remove any item from the consent agenda, and it will be considered in its listed sequence with an opportunity for any member of the public to address the board concerning the item before action is taken. Consent matters begin on the PM agenda on page 2, and they include items 1 and 2. On page 4, items 6 through 9, and item 9 has a correction. Strike the recommended action language in caps and replace with continue to Tuesday, June 30, 2020 at 2 p.m. On page 5, items 10 through 13. On page 6, items 14 through 21. On page 7, items 22, 24, 26, and 27 are on consent. Item 23 is on consent with the following correction. At line 9, after easement on track 6679, please insert approve final map, authorize clerk of the board to sign. And at line 15, before receive and file documents, insert consent to making of irrevocable offers of dedication for public highway purposes and authorize clerk of the board to sign. Consent to making of irrevocable offers of dedication for non-access easement and authorize the clerk of the board to sign. Kathy, did I get that right?
Yes.
Thank you. Continuing to page 8, items 28 and 29 are on consent. Item 30 has been withdrawn by the department. Items 31, 32, 34, and 35 remain on consent unless otherwise noted. Finally, on page 9, items 36 through 42. I understand we do have an email regarding the consent agenda. I'm going to ask my colleagues if they have any comments or questions on consent. Looks like we do not, so we'll move to our comment.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Members of the board, we received an email from Jeff Hewitt. He's a Technology Services Manager with Kern County Sheriff's Office. This is regarding item 34 on the PM agenda under Human Resources. Mr. Hewitt states, I respectfully request that the accruals be extended for 2 more weeks due to the civil unrest and the cancellation of time off by the Sheriff's Office. That's the end of comments.
Okay. Are there any individuals from the public who are waiting to provide input to this board or to the public?
Not under the consent agenda, no.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, seeing no action from my colleagues, then I'm going to entertain a motion on consent agenda and adjourn as Board of Supervisors and reconvene as the Kern Sanitation Authority. The board is now sitting as the, got it, excuse me.
Motion as Madam Chair indicated.
Thank you, Zach.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you, Kathy. The board is now sitting as the Kern Sanitation Authority and will consider the KSA consent agenda. Under the consent agenda, we have one item, C1. Are there members of the public or the authority that would like to pull the item off consent?
No members of the public have called in.
Thank you. No emails or written notice, I take it.
None.
Thank you, Kathy. I will entertain a motion now to approve the consent agenda and to adjourn as Kern Sanitation Authority and reconvene as the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes. Thank you, Mick and Dave.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
The board is now sitting as the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District and will consider the Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District consent agenda. Under the consent agenda, we have one item, item C2. Are there any members of the public or the district that would like to pull the item off consent?
We have received no requests, Madam.
Either in writing or waiting now.
Correct.
Thank you. I will now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda and to adjourn as Ford City Taft Heights Sanitation District and reconvene as the Board of Supervisors.
So moved. Second.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Mick. Please cast your votes with the motion in a second.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Fantastic. We're going to move now to public presentations. This meeting portion is reserved for members of the public to address this board on matters that are within our jurisdiction, that is the Kern County Board of Supervisors, but not on today's specific agenda. Do we have public comment as it relates to our PM agenda?
Madam Chair, we do not.
Thank you very much, either in writing or waiting, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Moving along to item number 4, board member announcements or reports. Colleagues? Not all at once? No, I see no there. Okay. Very good then. We will move then to our continued hearings. And under Planning and Natural Resources Department, item number 5, we have a request from Big Bow Solar LLC by Edf Renewables, Inc. to change the various permitted uses from platted lands with residential suburban combining and floodplain secondary combining to exclusive agriculture with floodplain secondary combining on 66 acres. I'm going to move now to our Director, Ms. Oviatt, for a presentation.
Thank you. Chair Perez, members of the board, good afternoon. I'm here with my Assistant Director, Craig Murphy. This is the Big Bow Solar Project by Edf Renewables, Inc. There is a long list of changes besides the changes that were read by the chair that have been provided in the staff report. This case was originally scheduled for your March 31st, 2020 hearing, but was continued to today. Proposed project is a 128 megawatt commercial scale solar facility with up to 60 megawatts of energy storage capacity. This site is 2,285 acres. It's located in the Willow Springs area in eastern Kern between 105th Street and 125th Street in proximity to 2 existing solar projects. The site does include a 160-acre parcel owned by the State Lands Commission. The staff of the State Lands Commission has been involved in the development of this project and the related environmental impact report. If your board approves the project today, the State Lands Commission will have to consider the project at their own hearing as a responsible agency for the environmental impact report for that 160 acres to be utilized in the project development. Scattered rural residential units are located outside this project boundary, but not all of the structures are occupied or suitable for use. The actions before your board today include a series of changes in zone classifications, conditional use permits, and amendments to the circulation elements of the Willow Springs Specific Plan and Kern County General Plan to eliminate future designated roadways which would no longer be necessary with implementation of the project. A complete listing of these requested actions has been provided to your board on pages 3 and 4 of the staff report. The project includes the commercial scale solar project, modular battery storage facilities, intertie connection lines to the substation, and an operations and maintenance facility. An environmental impact report was prepared for this project in accordance with the California Environmental Quality Act. Pages 6 to 21 detail the environmental process, comments received, and responses. The EIR has been provided to your board throughout this process, from the notice of preparation to the response to comments. The final EIR contains 41 mitigation measures to reduce project and cumulative impacts associated with the project. Proposed mitigation measure monitoring program listing all of the required measures has been attached to your staff report as Exhibit C for review and consideration, along with the recommended findings in Exhibit A and B. The Planning Commission heard this item on May 14th, 2020. No comments were provided by the public, and the Commission, by a unanimous vote of those present, recommended to your board approval of the project and related actions. The staff report includes multiple letters of support, and your board has received additional material today, including a joint letter from the Kern Audubon Society, which includes the Kern Audubon Society, California National Audubon Society, and Defenders of Wildlife, with their support of the project as benefiting the Swinton's hawk. During the processing of the project, 3 comments were received from surrounding property owners, not necessarily who live near the site but do own property, with concerns, and staff has addressed those in the staff report and the final EIR. In addition, since issues were raised about dust, a letter has been provided today to your board from the East Kern Air Pollution Control District outlining the extensive dust control measures placed on all commercial-scale solar projects. Since the implementation of these measures in 2015, dust control issues have been controlled and limited from commercial-scale solar projects in Eastern Kern by the district. The zone change and general plan amendment actions required to implement this project are consistent with the area's primary use for solar development, which is a low water use job creation industry. The project will generate critical construction and permanent jobs, and the battery storage and the O&M building can be assessed to generate additional property taxes for county services. Staff recommends approval of all actions needed for project implementation as consistent with the economic development direction of your board for appropriately located, environmentally mitigated projects that provide jobs and revenue for county services. And when appropriate, I can provide you with the recommendation. That completes my presentation, and I'm available for questions after public comment.
Thank you, Director Oviatt, for your succinct and thorough presentation. I understand we have some public comment. Ms. Kraus?
We do have public comment, and I think it would be appropriate to first go to the applicant. They provided a PowerPoint. So at this time, we have Mr. Scott Kolke representing EDF Renewables. Scott, if you will go ahead and unmute your mic by pressing *6. In just a second, we will have your PowerPoint up on the screen, and you can walk us through it.
I am on the Microsoft Teams. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can. Welcome. Good afternoon.
Great. Great. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, supervisors, and thank you for your time today. My name is Scott Kolke, Associate Director of Development at EDF Renewables, headquartered in San Diego, California. We're here today to present to you the Big Bow Solar Project located west of the unincorporated community of Rosamond. Today, we're seeking your approval of conditional use permits, zoning classification changes, and amendments to the circulation elements to support Big Bow Solar's development, construction, and operation. Next slide, please. EDF Renewables, as a subsidiary of the EDF Group, a global leader in low carbon energy, is focused on delivering renewable solutions to transition to a sustainable energy future. Next slide, please. In North America, we consider ourselves homegrown in California. The roots of our business started in 1987 as an operations and maintenance contractor for the wind farms cropping up outside of Palm Springs. Now roughly half of North American employees are located in California. And within the state, we own and operate over 1,000 megawatts of renewable energy, and we anticipate nearly doubling that figure by the end of 2021. Next slide, please. Of all the counties in the United States, we're most familiar with Kern County. Hundreds of megawatts have been developed within a compact footprint, and we also host a maintenance facility along Willow Springs to Hatchby Road. Our projects support not only jobs, but significant tax revenue to the county. For 2019, over $3.3 million in property taxes and facility fees will have been paid to Kern County from these projects. This figure will increase not only with the operation of the recently completed Valentine Solar, but also the inclusion of Big Bow. Next slide, please. Additionally, we strive to be a good neighbor in the nearby communities of Rosamond and Mojave. I'm sorry, apologies. We've been focused on a light development footprint by including just some of the following considerations of the project of the 128 megawatt solar and up to 60 megawatt storage capacity project of Big Bow. These considerations include being sited near existing EDF-owned projects with few neighboring year-round residents, using existing transmission infrastructure to reach the interconnection point, and implementing a grading plan which will minimize dust and encourage native plant regrowth. Next slide, please. Additionally, we strive to be a good neighbor in the nearby communities of Rosamond and Mojave. EDF Renewables has supported numerous local enterprises and community programs, including but not limited to the following you see listed here. And recently, we've committed $25,000 to support COVID-19 relief efforts with local charities including the Moose Lodge, Department of Aging and Adult Services, and Rosamond Seniors. Next slide, please. The project benefits are numerous and include the following. Hundreds of jobs during the project's construction, with an encouragement for the construction contractors to hire at least 50% of their workers from local communities. I'd like to also note this project has strong union support, as EDF executed a project labor agreement in March with numerous labor unions. Kern County would see a bump in tax revenue in 2021 with sales and use taxes during construction, not to mention the positive indirect effects to local businesses, and afterwards annual property taxes and facility fees during the project's operational life. Finally, Big Bow Solar will continue to support not only California's goal of 60% renewable energy generation by 2030 and 100% by 2045, but also Kern County's strong leadership in the renewable energy industry. Kern County hits far above its weight class, and your decisions continue to support labor, increase county revenues, and help set best practices for renewable energy project development. Next slide, please. So on behalf of EDF Renewables, we'd like to thank you for your time. We'd also like to thank the Planning and Natural Resources Planning Department and staff for their hard work. Our strong working relationship and their dedication to this project over the past 18 months have been integral to bringing us here today. We look forward to any questions you may have.
Outstanding. Thank you for your presentation and for the very helpful slides as to the contributions to Kern and really what it is that you do here. Thank you. I understand that we have public comment as it relates to this project. So, Kathy?
We do. We have 2 written comments that I'd like to read, and then we have 16 voicemail comments that were submitted, and after we hear those, we have 4 speakers that are teleconferencing in to also address the board. So I'm going to begin public comment with an email from Alan Yosefi. Dear Kern County Board of Supervisors, I am writing to express my support of the Big Bow Solar Project proposed by EDF Renewables and to convey my sincerest hope that the Kern County Board of Supervisors approve this project. Big Bow Solar Project will provide clean energy for an estimated 60,000 homes and creates a network of jobs, renewable energy, and revenue for Kern County. The benefits will reach many in the community and forge the path for a sustainable and profitable future. EDF Renewables is a proven leader in solar energy and has a track record of success coupled with responsible action. My personal experience with EDFR has led me to believe that they are the right partner both for myself and Kern County. The second email comment comes from Marilyn Nielsen. She is the property owner of 10 acres, APN 474-120-2000, and 2.5 acres, APN 322-124-02. She is the owner of the above referenced parcels, and Ms. Mary Lou Montensano, consultant, would speak on my behalf for the county supervisor's public hearing on the Big Bow Solar EDF Renewables project on Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020. Now we're going to hear the voicemail comments that were submitted.
Hi, this is T-Shawn Moore, and I support project number 5, item 5, and the main reason I support it is because local hires is for real. And my family helps me feed my family, gives my brothers and sisters in the world jobs, and yeah, it gives us a great life. So support item number 5 for this county. Thank you.
Lindy Williams, L. Y is in Yankee, N is in Nancy, D is in David, E is in Edwards. I live in Lancaster. I'm calling about item number 5, agenda number item number 5, the Big Bow project. I am a 50-year-old black female who was out on workman's comp for over 10 years here in Lancaster. I was fortunate enough to get in with the Iron Workers Local Union 433 after trying several ways to be able to take care of myself and keep my home. May of this year was the first time since 2004 that I was able to pay my mortgage on time. I had ran approximately 86 days behind for 7 years. I'm extremely grateful that I have this opportunity. I have health insurance, I have benefits, and I'm going to have retirement. As a grown woman who lost her ability to take care of herself, this has been an enormous opportunity for me, and I thank you all.
Hello, my name is Robert. I'm a journeyman iron worker. I've been an iron worker for 5 years now. I just wanted to say that, it'd be nice to have some local work, have some time to spend with, the kids, with more time with the kids and with the family and not have to travel so much. And I think it'd be great for our community to, employ some other people. Oh, and this is for item number 5. So please approve this project. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nathaniel Lala, and A-N-I-E-L-L-A-L-L-A. And this is regarding agenda number 5 about Big Bro Solar Project. Just wanted to talk about how well it's been providing for my family and what the opportunities of the solar projects up here in the Antelope Valley have gave me and my family, being from Palmdale. The work out here is plentiful because of the solar projects, and it helps me put food on my table for my family, and I don't have to travel down the hill and spend my money down the hill. I can spend my money locally and take care of my family up here, and it's just a great opportunity, and I would love for these projects to continue so that I can continue my career as an iron worker in the solar fields and supporting my family this way. So I want to just pledge my full support and hope that these projects are going to continue, and you guys help us with that. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm trying to leave a comment on the number 5 Big Bow. I live in Rosamond. It's done a lot for my family and my career, and I'd like for us to get on it, and it'll be good work for us in the long run. And it'll provide a long career for me. And I really enjoy doing this work.
Hello, this is Timothy Peterson, TimothyPedersen. I live up in Tehachapi. I'm in favor of item number 5, Big Bow project. All for it. Solar's helped out my family a lot. I live up this way. Keeps me from having to drive 2 hours to work, 2 hours back. Putting food on my table. It's helped me buy the house that I'm at right now. This work has helped us out a lot. And the more I can be closer to home and the more I can provide for the family, the more I'm going to support it. Thank you.
My name is Cody Wyatt. I'm a union iron worker. I live in Palmdale, Ohio. I'm in favor of item number 5, the Big Bowl project. It has done a lot for me and been able to keep food on the table for my family. Thanks a lot.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard Chapman. That's R-I-C-H-A-R-D, C-H-A-P-M-A-N. I'm the President and CEO of the Kern Economic Development Corporation, and I'd like to speak in support of the Big Bow Solar Project, which is agenda item number 5 in the afternoon session. Kern EDC's mission is to ensure a diverse and strong economic climate for Kern County, and we take pride in promoting Kern County as the energy capital of the U.S. The 128 megawatt solar energy generating facility will have up to 60 megawatts of battery storage and power over 60,000 homes in California. In addition, the project will employ hundreds of people during the construction phase and inject millions of dollars into the local economy. And these jobs and capital investment are critical during these times. Indeed, the May unemployment numbers for Kern County may reach 30%. Thank you again for your time and consideration, and we hope that you support the Big Bow Solar Project.
Hi, this is Johnny Kanji, business agent with the Ironworkers of Local 433, and this is in support of the Big Bow, item number 5, solar project. The Ironworkers in the last few years have brought in 300 people from the Kern County and the Antelope Valley community and indentured them into the Ironworkers Apprenticeship School. We've actually got these people from the community from the Cerro Coso College in Ridgecrest, Tehachapi High School weld shop students, the Antelope Valley College, both the MC3 and weld shop students, ex-military veterans, which we have brought them through the helmet to hard hat, AB Youth Build charter school students, along with ex-incarcerated people of the community, to go along with women, minorities, and other people from the community. Now with them having a career, they can now provide them with a mortgage-paying wage, so with health benefits for them and their immediate family, and a retirement. This was only achievable due to the renewable energy projects that have been going on the last 5 to 6 years in and around the area. So the Ironworkers, once again, 100% are in support of the Big Bow solar project so that we can continue to work with the Kern County city officials in providing even more career opportunities to the people of the community. Really looking forward to keep giving people opportunities for a career. Once again, thank you for your time. Bye.
This is Carlos Rabota. I'm with the Ironworkers Local 433, and I'm calling to I support the number 5, the Big Bow. I've been on a couple of these solar projects. I've been an apprentice for 3.5 years, and it's local work, and it really helps out providing for my family, and I'm full support for it, and I hope you guys approve it. Thank you.
My name is Bernard Taylor, Bernard, Taylor, Taylor. I'm in support of item number 5, the Big Bow Solar Project. This solar is helping me out a lot. I have 3 children. I have 1 on the way. And it's helping me provide for my family. It's close to home. It's allowing me to spend quality time with my children. It's allowing me to put food on the table. It's very convenient. Also, it's just a blessing to have something close. And I'm in full support of the next solar project, which is the Big Bow project. And I would like for you guys to take into major consideration to open that, leave it open, and allow us to continue to thrive in our community. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Frederick Wisnicki. I'm a resident of Lancaster, California, Antelope Valley area. I'm 433. I've been working these solar projects in the Kern County, Los Angeles County up here in Antelope Valley for the past 3.5 years. We have afforded close to 250 to 350 young men in the area to have careers by joining in with us and sponsoring them on our projects up here. This is a win-win situation for all that are involved. Our kids have come out of the Antelope Valley Youth Build. We sponsor them in with the companies that come in and build, and we give them careers. We take them off the streets. Kids that haven't had a lot of upbringing with a missing parent as a father have turned their lives around. I've witnessed kids that came off the street with nothing now buying homes in the Antelope Valley area, having children, and have a good, productive life. I'm very proud to be a part of this movement up here. These solar fields and have really afforded a lot of work in the area, and a lot of the families, their parents, to stay home and attend to their children when they get out of school, instead of being on the road driving 2-3 hours to and from work, which takes them away from their families. We are in support of the Big Bow project, agenda number 5, and we would appreciate it if we just kept going in the right direction. We've had a wonderful success rate up here in the Antelope Valley, and we look forward to building many more projects and furthering the careers of our young youth, men and women. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Hi, my name is Brian Holt, Brianholt. I'm Assistant Business Manager of IBEW Local 428. We are the Electrical Workers Union here in Kern County. I'm calling on for item number 5 in the PM session, 2 p.m. session of June 2nd. And we're calling in strong support of the Big Bow solar project by Edf Renewables. So with everything that's going on right now with oil and gas downturn, and of course with the pandemic issues that we're having, these shovel-ready projects that are privately funded couldn't be more important to keep Kern County residents working, or especially putting them back to work. So this Edf Renewable Big Bow Solar Project is no exception to that. So like I said, we stand in strong support for this project. Thank you.
Madam Chairman, Supervisors, my name is John Spaulding, Spaulding, and I am calling to support the Big Bow Solar Project, agenda item number 5. I represent the Kern County Building and Construction Trades Council, representing nearly 6,000 men and women here in Kern County, apprentices and veterans. This project will provide an opportunity for good-paying jobs and an opportunity for those who may be considering a construction career. This project will be another clean energy project for Kern County and will provide economic benefits which are critically needed. We are asking for your support of staff in certifying the EIR and approve the conditional use permit. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Fred Baramian. I'm calling in support of the Big Bow Solar Project. Agenda item number is 5 at 2 p.m. session. This is a solar project which is going to add to the existing electricity services to the greater area, and we are in much needed of these services. Thank you very much, and hope the project would pass and give us a better future. Thank you.
Hi, this is Mario Salinas, M-A-R-I-O, Salinas, S-A-L-I-N-A-S. I was calling regarding the item number C5 in regards to the Big View Solar Project. My name is Mario Salinas with the Labor's Local 220 Union. I'd like to call in for my support for this project. It will provide plenty of jobs for a lot of the constituents that live here, a lot of the people that live in California here in Kern County especially, and the more money they make, the more they can spend as well here within the county, which is all that we need so that we can continue our lives during this terrible time with this COVID-19. So again, I commit my support to this project. Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, that concludes voice comment. We now have 4 speakers waiting on the line to speak to you. First, we're going to hear from Heather Thomas. Ms. Thomas, if you will go ahead and unmute your mic by pressing *6 and provide your comments to the board.
Thank you. Good afternoon, board. I don't know how to do this because I've never done this by phone, but here is the reality of life in Antelope Valley. I have contacted the air pollution station because my property, my family's property, is 1,000 feet from the facility that you're proposing. Now, at the, jeopardy of thousands of lives, and I'm talking thousands, okay, because the area experiences significant ambient particulate events because of its home to extensive 45,000 acres of solar farms, which all the native vegetation has been removed and is routinely mowed. Okay, now you're talking vulnerability to air pollution. So this is what the people that are going to be working out there, I hope they make a lot of money because they're going to need it if their child gets childhood asthma. But emphysema and COPD is the top cause of death in Antelope Valley, with a rise in valley fever. Now, Harvard studies have shown that particulate damage in the lungs, that's repeated breathing of small ambient particulate, causes damage. That is how the COVID-19 attacks you. It gets into the same places that has been damaged by breathing in dust. Okay, so you have incidents of cardiovascular problems, substantial health problems, according to the Cal Environmental Screening Areas within Antelope Valley community rating 99 percentile cardiovascular rates, asthma, low birth rates. These facts supplement the health indicator data previously provided by April 30th, 2018 submittal, showing that emphysema, COPD, is the top cause of death in Antelope Valley community, claiming 58.9 lives per 100,000, which is more than double the countywide death rate and nearly the highest in the country. Additionally, the incidental of childhood asthma crossing all zip codes in the Antelope Valley community uniformly exceeds 15%. And can be as high as 16.5. There is no doubt that Antelope Valley community has an overwhelming burden of high density for large magnitude air pollutant sources. Okay, so you're talking about inflicting more dust particulates on Antelope Valley. I noticed you didn't serve anyone in Antelope Valley except for LA County Resources down in downtown LA and AVIC water supply, which is another thing I wanted to bring up. 1 kilowatt per 100 square feet, that's what solar panels are capable of. But these solar panels that you're installing are only 10% efficient, not like the thermo solar panels, which are 60% efficient, and they're 5 times power. They have 5 times more power out, and they don't degrade after 25 years. In 25 years, what are you going to do with all those solar panels that are no longer viable? You're just going to pile them up along the side of the road? You know, you're going to be using, I guess, you failed to mention this to everyone, they're going to be using 581 million BTUs of water is going to be needed for the construction of this place. And, you know, it makes me laugh when I read that environmental impact research study. That was no study. It didn't say what it was going to cause. And with valley fever on the rise out here, it's the highest burden in California. The incidence of valley fever in Antelope Valley community continues to increase at an alarming rate. You're not taking any of this into consideration. I mean, you're concerned about giving people jobs. They're going to need them because they're going to have to pay them all to their insurance companies for asthma, COPD, and the likes. Okay, and the environmental impact report goes on about, you know, Clean Energy and Pollution Reduction Act and yada, 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 and it just cracked me up. I couldn't believe it. County shall encourage domestic and commercial solar energy to use to conserve fossil fuels and improve air quality. Yeah, you're really improving our air quality. Not to mention what is going to happen to my property that's 1,000 feet from this facility. I don't want this thing going in. I think you should move it further north towards Kern, you know, so they can experience when you have a wind event or a gust event, the dust and dirt that is just in everything. It causes animals that you can't bring in the house, you know, horses, expensive horses, to have problems, breathing problems, coughing. You know, some people will spend $30,000, $50,000 on a racehorse, but because of this solar farm going in, the 45 acres currently there, approximately. All the horses in this area have left. I grew up here. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let this situation ruin my property. My family's 25 acres. This is not going to happen. You know, those people that you've given jobs to, move the thing further north over the mountain so it doesn't affect Antelope Valley anymore. Because you guys are not doing what you say you're doing. And that Scott guy from San Diego, I hope he's listening. I invite him to come out here on a windy day and stay for a week out at one of those little small facility things right now. Let him go outside and take a couple deep breaths. See if he doesn't go back to San Diego with a good hack and cough, which is the start of valley fever. You know, you guys don't go out, you don't look at the situation, you don't actually, you know, you have people prepare these documents, and you don't actually do any investigation or study. That is what I have noticed. And I'm not going to let this go in. I got 25 acres, 1,000 feet from you. And I was planning on moving there and starting a Wounded Warriors horse rescue for wounded warriors. But now that dream is out the window because there's no way I'm going to subject animals or, you know, people that have given their lives for your protection, you know, to the dirt and particulates in the air that could cause them any number of, you know, additional health problems or kill them. So I don't think that that's really fair that you're like, you know, having all these people, iron workers, what do they have to do with anything? I could see electricians, okay? But unless you're going to manufacture these panels out there, which I don't think you're going to do because it didn't say that in your application. I read the whole thing. But you guys need to take a serious look at what you're causing the Antelope Valley. Because if you put in another 2,290 acres, I can guarantee there is going to be a lawsuit. Kind of like the Hinckley incident with PG&E. You know, the $333 million paid out by PG&E for the chromium-6. We don't need any other problems. And if you need a desert, heck, there's Mojave Death Valleys right there. That should really supply you with a lot of solar power. Today it's overcast out here. And hopefully it'll be overcast more than it'll be sunny. Because I don't want this Agenda 5 Big Bow solar to go in. It'll make my property worthless because of all the dirt and everything.
Well, thank you so much for your input and your contributions to this conversation. We can appreciate your passion and your concern here, and we will be addressing those matters. Thank you for your call, and thank you for your input, ma'am.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Mary Lou Mazziano. Ms. Mazziano, if you would unmute your mic by pressing *6 and address the board.
Hello, are you there? We're trying to hear from you. *6 will unmute you. It might take a sec. New process. Okay, we should move along, Kathy.
Then let's move on to Marilyn Nielsen. Ms. Marilyn Nielsen, if you would unmute your mic by pressing *6 on your phone, and you can address the board.
Hello.
Hello, we got you. Welcome. Good afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon. Yes, my name is Marilyn Nielsen, and I own a 10 acres property that is 1,000 feet from the, hello?
We're here. We can hear you. You said
Can
you
hear
are
me?
one. Yes, we
Okay.
can hear you.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I am in favor of the Big Bow Solar Edf Renewables project. However, my concern is that if this parcel is not included, my parcel of 10 acres, okay, it will be affected environmentally and also the possibility of a landlock. And that's simple, that is, you know, what I wanted to express. So
Okay.
I know that, hello?
Yes, we heard you. You have a landlock issue, and we will address it in our
Yes,
response to your
and
comments.
environmental as well.
Environmental.
Because of the dust and all of, yes.
Got it. And I did note that your support of the project overall, it sounds like you would like this issue, these other issues addressed, and we will certainly do that.
Yes, I've reached out to the county after hearing the notice the first time in August of 2019, and I have not been connected with the developer, the project developer, until Mr. Terrence Smalls. I commend him, for the support that he gave me from my email of responding to it, and connecting me with Mr. Scott Kolke. I would like very much, to be able to work with this developer. But again, my concern is this 10 acres project that is only 1,000 feet, from their project. What good would that land be for if they do not include that in this project?
Thank you, Mary Lou.
I'm very concerned about. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much for raising your concerns. They will be addressed. Thank you, Mary Lou.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do we have Mary Lou Maziano on the line? Ms. Maziano, your phone might be muted. If you press *6, that should unmute your phone.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
We got you now, Mary Lou. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Again, my name is Mary Lou, Marylou, Matienzo, Matienzo. And first of all, I just want to thank Big Bow Solar. I'm one of the owners of the 10-acre parcel that became part of this major project. Being a landowner and also a former municipal finance director for 17 years, I strongly support this project because of all the revenues it's going to bring to the county and all the jobs it's going to create. I think the main concern that was expressed by Ms. Marilyn Nielsen, who owns the parcel 474-12020, which is 1,000 feet bordering this project area, but was excluded, is that it could lose or it could be restricted to its highest and best use. Now, I want to address this question probably to Mr. Kolke. Does Big Bow Solar have any plans of including these adjacent parcels that they're currently excluding any future expansion area, such as the new Bullhead Solar project? So that is, I think, a question that needs to be addressed for EDF to answer.
Thank you very much, Mary
So
Lou.
thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other callers, Ms. Kraus?
We have one more caller. We have Gary George on the line. Mr. George, if you would go ahead and unmute your mic by pressing *6 and address the board.
Good afternoon, Board of Directors, Chair Perez. I'm Gary George. I'm the Director of the Clean Energy Initiative at National Audubon Society, appearing before the board again on behalf of the Swinton Talk in the Antelope Valley. Can you hear me?
We sure are. Good afternoon.
Great. Good afternoon. Today I'm representing National Audubon, Defenders of Wildlife, and Kern Audubon. We support EDF Renewables and their Big Bow Solar Project agreement to establish a conservation fund for the Swinton Talks in Antelope Valley. This is the first funding that will actually benefit conservation of the hawk in the valley from any of the solar projects in the Antelope Valley that have been approved by Kern County. So this is a milestone, and we thank EDF for this agreement and this contribution to a conservation fund. We'd also like to thank the Planning Department and the Board of Supervisors for their support of the fund, and we look forward to working together on the fund on future projects in Kern County. So thank you very, very much, and a good afternoon.
Oh, that's refreshing. Thank you. Good afternoon to you as well. Are we done with outside callers?
We are done with public comment.
Are we done with written comment provided by the public?
All comment has been received into the record.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kraus. Director Oviatt, I'll return to you to comment where appropriate on some of the concerns that have been raised.
Thank you. Chair Perez, members of the board, I'd like to comment on the air comments that were provided by Ms. Thomas, the property owner. She is referencing studies that were done in what she calls the Antelope Valley. The Antelope Valley actually is LA County's Antelope Valley Area Plan. That is over 1,200 square miles. It's 768,000 acres. It is 5 miles away from this project. It is a completely different air district, and while it is true that we look at the cumulative impacts of all the projects, it is up to LA County to manage their side of Avenue A. Kern County, where this project is located, has done an environmental impact report on every solar project, unlike LA County or Lancaster. We will stand behind our mitigation that we are presenting to your board. The EIR did an extensive air quality analysis in section 4.3 of the EIR, as well as valley fever under section 4.9, which is hazards and hazardous material. Kern County is at the forefront of managing valley fever and understanding valley fever. We have mitigation measures 4.1-2, 4.1-3, 4.3-2, 4.4-3, and 4.3-4, all of who look at the health impacts of valley fever, mitigation, training, public education. In addition, as I noted, the East Kern Air Pollution Control District has placed into the record their scientifically based modeling and monitoring and requirements that have been in place since 2015. There is not a dust problem from solar in Eastern Kern. There has not been a dust problem. Any localized impacts have been handled quickly by the East Kern Air Pollution Control District. Kern County is cannot comment. We cannot comment on an Antelope Valley study that encompasses impacts miles away, and under our cumulative impact, we have handled air. The issue of being 1,000 feet, your board has permitted in the past solar projects that were 100 feet from residential homes, scattered rural homes. And we have gone out and looked at that solar project. We've looked at construction. There have been no impacts on those homes. As a reminder, once a solar project is built, there's really no traffic. It is not like a commercial or industrial project. There's really very little traffic. All of the monitoring for the project is done by telemetry, very many miles away. And they are signs that if there are issues, there's a phone number that the solar project can be called. You can call the planning department, and we do work closely with all the solar developers. We have verified that no property will be landlocked, meaning that every piece of property surrounding this project, or for 2 pieces, and if we could have, Ms. Kraus, could Mr. Murphy put up the location of these commenters, please, on the screen for the board and the public. We have verified that they will have access to their property. They will have legally recorded access to their property. So this solar project is not interfering with anyone's access. These are a zoned piece of property, meaning that they can build a house and have animals, and there are other types of uses for these properties that would require a conditional use permit, such as horse boarding or other sorts of projects, and that would go through a separate hearing. I'm available for questions, but I do not believe that there is any reason that your board cannot move forward. This is a completely sufficient environmental impact report, and including everything that's been placed in the record by the applicant, as well as the response to comments. And when it's appropriate, I'm prepared to read the recommendation.
Thank you very much for your thorough response to those questions. I'm going to close the public hearing, return to the board. I see Supervisor Scrivener has asked to address this board and the public. Are there any other comments or questions from staff? Okay, Supervisor Scrivener.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This project's in my district, and so I'm happy to go first. First of all, Ms. Oviatt, as always, we appreciate the great work that you and your staff have done to bring this project forward, and thank you for addressing the questions and concerns that we heard from the public, specifically the access issue and the dust issue. As you stated, there's been extensive mitigation measures, both by the East Kern Air Pollution Control District and also what's required through our own processes. And I think we have demonstrated that we do a very good job of addressing any dust issues off any of the solar projects that we have out in the Eastern Kern area. Wanted to bring attention once again to the jobs that this project represents, nearly 500 jobs at peak and roughly 220 jobs a day. Every job is important, especially to the person who has it, but I think in this time, with what's happening, jobs that we can find a way to help create are even more critical. And so these are going to be, as we heard from the speakers, jobs that help people put food on the table and can support a family. The community partnerships, I wanted to just once again thank the project applicant, EDF, for the various agencies, nonprofits, et cetera, that they've supported in the Eastern Kern area, specifically Rosamond and Mojave. This is a well-cited project. It's amongst other solar projects. And for those reasons, I'm going to support staff's recommendation. So when you're ready to read a motion into the record, I'd be happy to make that motion. Ms. Oviatt, interested in any comments from my colleagues? Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Scrivener. I don't see that anyone has asked to speak. I heard a new phrase from one of the callers, Director Oviatt, mortgage-paying jobs, mortgage-paying wages. It's really the goal, right, in the protection of our own energy portfolio and how we think about our role vis-a-vis the world in energy production. We are the experts. We do that at high pay. We do that with great pride. And the working people of this community, and we will defend it till the end for all the righteous reasons. So I like that, mortgage-paying wages. Allow people to have that dignity, I think, is a great starting point.
Madam Chair, I agree with that. There was another great phrase that I heard from, I think, Mr. Kolke, which was, Kern County continues to hit above its weight class when it comes to renewable energy. So I like both those two.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That just excellent. And EDF has consistently been a remarkable partner. Their quality, their standards are the absolute highest. And of course, I'm partial to labor agreements that we know really maximize local hire and give us the opportunity to train and put to work members of this community. I'm working with several folks at the homeless shelter that have been stellar performers for years there, but really need an opportunity to get their foot in the door. And it's not on this project, of course, but on other projects. We are placing those folks at doubling, and when there's need for Sunday work, literally tripling wages. For our people, those are mortgage-paying wages, and I'm very proud of that, and that's a standard we should fight like hell to maintain. So, Director Oviatt, your direction on motion, please.
Per the Planning Commission recommendation, certify the environmental impact report, adopt Section 15091 findings and Section 15093 statement of overriding considerations, adopt mitigation measure monitoring program, adopt resolutions, suggested findings, and enact ordinances approving zone changes as requested, approve conditional use permits subject to conditions, approve amendment to the circulation element of the Kern County General Plan as requested, approve amendment to the circulation element of the Willow Springs specific plan as requested, approve the Memorandum of Understanding Agreement, and authorize the chair to sign.
Madam Chair, so moved.
Second.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Moving to item number 25, which is under our CAO for Mr. Alsop, and I see Mr. Brown teeing up. This is a proposed intergovernmental agreement with the Timbisha, I hope I'm saying that right.
No, Timbisha.
Timbishaw, thank you very much, Mick. Timbishaw Indian Tribe to reimburse the county for public services generally funded by property taxes. Mr. Alsop, Mr. Brown, the floor is yours. Eager to hear your presentation.
Madam Chair, I'll just turn it over to Mr. Brown.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. The Timbishaw Indian Tribe has requested that the U.S. Department of the Interior accept title to property in trust for the tribe located within the city of Ridgecrest to be used for the development of a tribal gaming facility and hotel project. The item before you is a proposed agreement between the county and the tribe that provides a funding mechanism to compensate the county, primarily for fire protection, and to mitigate all other impacts of the proposed project on the county, such as law enforcement and public health inspections. Because the city of Ridgecrest currently contracts with the county for fire protection services, under the terms of the agreement, the tribe will make recurring payments for fire services over the next 20 years using the same assessment methodology applied to parcels that pay property taxes allocated to the fire fund. The estimated construction cost of the proposed gaming facility and hotel is roughly $20 million. Based on the 1% general government property tax assessment and the fire fund component for the tax rate area of the project, the estimated value of the 20-year agreement is approximately $514,000 for the fire fund. The tribe and the city of Ridgecrest entered into a municipal services agreement that requires the tribe to make payments to the city to mitigate impacts of the project. The county and tribe acknowledge that law enforcement services are primarily provided by the city of Ridgecrest and do not anticipate that the facility will create substantial impacts upon the sheriff's office. Both parties shall enter into good faith negotiations for the provision of such services should the need arise, depending on sheriff's office calls for service generated by the facility or the potential reopening of the Ridgecrest jail. The county and the tribe anticipate the tribal state compact to include provisions that subject the facility to inspections and enforcement mechanisms for compliance with applicable codes, applicable county and state public health standards for food and beverage handling, federal water quality and safe drinking standards applicable in California, and federal, state, and county workplace and occupational health and safety standards. At the request of the tribe or as otherwise provided under the tribal state compact, the county shall provide health and safety inspections or other services for the facility in accordance with applicable policies and procedures, and the tribe shall grant access to the property for that purpose. The tribe shall pay to the county the applicable fee or fees set by ordinance or resolution for the particular inspection or other service provided. Full payment shall be made by the tribe within 30 days after the service is rendered. The agreement has been reviewed as to form by County Council, with content reviewed by the CAO in consultation with the Fire Department, Sheriff's Office, Public Health Department, and Planning and Natural Resources Department. The recommended action is for your board to adopt the agreement and authorize the chair to sign. This concludes staff's prepared comments. We're available for any questions your board may have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brown. Ms. Kraus, I understand that we do not have public comment in writing. However, we do have one person who I believe is from the tribe. My apologies on mispronouncing your tribe, sir. But we are prepared to take your comment and are interested in your input. So, Ms. Kraus?
Mr. George Golson is on the line. Mr. Golson, if you would unmute your mic, your phone, by pressing *6 and present your comments to the board.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, first off, I want to thank the County Board of Supervisors and Madam Chair for taking this, giving me this opportunity to speak. This is a monumental occasion for our people. I've been personally working on this project for 12 years, and to see it finally come to fruition, unfortunately during a pandemic, but we're excited that it is happening for us. It will give us the ability to provide better education, better access to health, and better standard of living for our people. It is just such an extreme importance to us that I've literally given up 12 years of my life to put into this project 24/7. But I really appreciated the process with Lorelei and everybody that was involved. And if you have any questions, for me, I'm here to answer them, but on the pronunciation, you both were actually right, because some of our people pronounce it Timbisha, and some of our people pronounce it Timbisha. So I think the preferred is Timbisha.
I appreciate that clarification. Thank you so much. And 12 years in the making. Congrats on at least being here for the opportunity to be heard. Supervisor Gleason, it's your district. What are your thoughts?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for your the opportunity to speak on this, and thanks, Mr. Golson, for contributing to the conversation. Lorelei, good job. I've lived in Ridgecrest probably 15, 16, 17 years, something like that. This is the most divisive issue we have ever had, bar none. This is the most, water's big. This was huge. And the issue was primarily due to the location and the site of the casino. There were some that didn't, many that objected on moral grounds of a casino going into town, but a lot of people disagreed with the location. But from where we sit today and where we are right now, the battle has been won. The issue has been resolved. The jurisdiction within which it lies, City of Ridgecrest, has made its decision, and our relationship to this event is purely to develop a relationship between ourselves and the contractors, the owners of the property, to provide them fire service, security services, and other issues so that we can move forward. So understanding that our relationship is limited and our ability or inability to affect any decision with whether this goes in or not is zero, I'm going to make a motion on staff's recommendation and thank them for all the work they've done.
Supervisor Gleason, I've never heard you so succinct. That was awesome. Thank you. Although I love hearing from you, as you know. Are there any other members of this board that would like to comment or ask question or provide a second to Supervisor Gleason's motion?
Second.
Thank you, Supervisor Couch. We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Okay, well, congrats. Moving right along, item number 33 is a request to declare impasse in bargaining over a successor memorandum of understanding, what we call MOU, with United Domestic Workers of America, AFSCME Local 3930, AFL-CIO, and request to continue with scheduled mediation. Mr. Brown, your thoughts.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Before you today to request your board to redeclare impasse with the United Domestic Workers of America Union, who represents our IHSS workers that work with our Aging and Adult Services Department. As you know, we've been negotiating with this particular union for some time. Their contract expired in 2017. On October 22nd of 2019, your board declared an initial impasse in negotiations with this group and directed the impasse to be resolved through mediation. Since that time, specifically as of March 1st of 2020, we've experienced changed economic circumstances within the county that you're well aware of. Specifically, with respect to our current fiscal year, which is fiscal year 19-20, and the future fiscal years of 2021 and 21-22, we anticipate significant declines in revenue during all three of those fiscal years, and we are working feverishly to find ways to make sure that we balance our budgets in those fiscal years. Our first, last, best, and final offer that was submitted to mediation back in October included a wage increase of 25 cents for this particular group above the minimum wage. That came at a cost, an anticipated cost of at least $400,000 to our general fund annually. We believe, based on these changed economic circumstances, which we presented to your board at your last meeting, that we no longer can hold to that offer. And so on April 23rd of this year, we submitted a new revised last, best, and final offer, which basically kept our wages at a status quo level for 3 years. As you know, the state minimum wage has increased from $9 an hour in 2014 and is anticipated to reach $15 an hour in 2022. That's about a 66% increase in roughly 5 years, or actually 7 years, sorry. And this group will receive the benefit of all those wage increases. But the wage increases will largely be paid for by the state monies and not by Kern County's general fund. It's regrettable that we had to move with a different last best and final offer, but we believe that it's in the best interest of our county, our workforce, and our departments who are managing their budgets very tightly these days. So we're requesting that your board redeclare impasse. We have not received any indication from UDW that they're willing to agree to our new last best and final offer. In fact, we are still working to schedule the mediation and the fact-finding proceedings that were already in process before our new last best and final offer was issued. So we're requesting your board to redeclare the impasse and request that the parties continue with scheduling the mediation and hope to resolve that impasse within the summer months of 2020. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have, and that's the end of my presentation.
Mr. Brown, thank you. Are there members of the public that have either written in or are waiting to provide input? Ms. Kraus?
No, Madam Chair, we have received no public comment regarding this item.
Okay, neither in writing or on standby right now.
That is correct.
Okay, excellent. Are there members of my board who would like to comment, ask question? If not, I'm ready to pursue action.
I'll make a motion on staff's recommendation.
We have a motion on staff's recommendation. Thank you, Supervisor Scrivener. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Kathy Kraus. And it appears as though we're at the end of our agenda. I will now adjourn to Tuesday, June 16 at 9 a.m. Please stay safe. Please remember the social distancing guidelines from the governor and, of course, the incredible graciousness of wearing masks to protect our most vulnerable citizens in Kern County. Thank you so much.